Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video.
Okay legends, welcome back to the channel with another video, and this video dedicated for PvP, specifically for Showdown. For the players who are asking questions, why are we getting the top players? Why I'm a top player, why am I getting the second highest player on this specific zone, and why am I getting kicked out? I should be rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, something like that, and I'm always getting the top contender, and it's a 50-50 between me and him, or always he beats me and I don't get rank 2, which I deserve it because nobody is at the same power as me. I'm gonna answer all of these questions and talk to you about them. First of all, if you're gonna go to the PvP corner, and if you're gonna go to Showdown, so as you see, we're in Showdown now. We're in the finals, or in the qualifier. In the qualifier, you're gonna get people that you will fight against each other. Let's check a group or anybody that I know actually that are top. Okay, so these are top players. So we have like Tweaks and Bison Lame. Shout out to them both. So Tweaks is at 8 billion power, Bison Lame is at 15 billion power. Now why did they get each other? Bison Lame didn't get anybody lower, Tweaks didn't get anybody lower. It could have been anybody from the top players against each other. Why did they get each other? So the seeding that happens with the Showdown is whatever have the highest power on your account. Like if my power is 1.6 billion or 1.7 billion, I'm gonna find somebody with that range. Let me check somebody. I think I got somebody of my friends. I forgot. Wait. It was Santos. It was Santos. So Santos, his account is at the same account as me. If you're gonna check his power, he has the same power as me, almost 1.7 billion. It's 1689, me 1.682. So almost the same power. So they put us against each other. Now how could you do something to change that? Now of course you can change that. This is depending on your power of your level of your account. So how do you accumulate the power? It's by leveling up, by your levels first of all, and the investment on the units, of course, that will give you major powers, and of course the investment of the equipment that you put on your characters. So if you have equipment on your characters, that will buff your power. If we go and do quick remove, my account will drop a little bit, and if we equip them again, we're gonna get our power back up, and then you'll see that your power is back up again, and then you will gain that power. Now, and other than that, we have our fighting heart. Also, the more that you level up your power or your fighting heart, the more that you gain power, of course, because all of these stats will go to everybody, and then every tree will distribute stats to according to their class, which will increase your powers. Of course, you can reset this as well using 300 diamonds. If you reset all of it, you'll decrease your power absolutely and massively. The third thing that you can do is when you go to your limit break, you can absolutely go and remove characters from your limit break. Let me say I want to remove Viper. So if I remove Viper gears gets removed and everything gets removed. I drop massively with my power, and this is what you can do. Now, of course, you can wait for something like 22 hours until it goes out, or if you want, you can drop some diamonds, pick it up again, and put your character again in the limit break, or your momentum, and you will gain some power. And of course, you go and give them the gears again. Let's see, all of the gears, and you're gonna get your full power back again. These are the major points. Now, what does the people do? Basically, most of them, and I got that from other people that taught me this throughout playing into mid game, because I didn't know these kind of stuff in Showdown, but I'm gonna show them with you right now. I didn't talk about them before because I didn't think that it was so much important, because whales will get whales, low spenders will get low spenders, and free to play will get free to play, depending on your power level and the cap between you. So the thing is that also high power players that does not want to go and fight other high players are going and doing that, and by default they're going into the low spender and the free to play zones by doing everybody out of their momentum, and they're getting that. So to balance that, you can do that the same before. And when does this happen? This doesn't happen, it happens in the group stage. So you win your group stage, they told you qualified to here. When they say that you qualified to here, before they seed you and give you your opponents, you can go back, go to your momentum, and remove them from your limit break, the characters that you want. You'll decrease your power. You get another player that is low also on power. It might be somebody that removed their players as well, or somebody that didn't remove their players and they're actually low, and when you put your players back in the momentum, you can go and defeat them easily. This is how you get your seeding versus other players that you will have at least chance to defeat them. And if everybody is doing that from whales to free to play, then everybody are dropping their power, then nothing changed. Whales will get whales, and free to play will get free to play, and low spenders will get low spenders. The same power will get the same power. But if they are doing that and you're not doing that, you might have them, and that will give you an issue, and you will not compete, and you will not pass at least to get more rewards, because we know that it's not here, it's here. You will not get these rewards because if you advance to top 16, semi-final, final, and win the showdown, you're gonna get a lot of rewards. Basically, people would love to go to 64. Top 16 is the spot that you want to hit, so you're gonna get your 15 tickets. If you hit the semi-final, that would be absolutely crazy for you. Now, another thing that I want to talk about, which is to counter some specific comps. Many people had problems and told me specifically how to counter Gouken, which is the hardest thing for them actually to counter. Where is Gouken? I have one copy of him. Now, if you're facing a Gouken, how could you defeat Gouken? So, there's a simple answer for that, and a simple thing that would protect you and not protect the enemy. Whenever you start your combo, whenever you start your rotation, you want to have on your lineup the first EX move that you want to have on your lineup here, which is, let me see, where do I have it? The EX move of the charm, the Toxic Love. You just put the Toxic Love, and that would be perfect. You'll save your lineup. Now, why is Toxic Love? Not only Toxic Love, where if you have a rotation with a combo, you can use Street Poison, and she can use her C2 actually to do the same thing. And Gouken will be the first one in the defense. He will be defending the lineup. When you get him to your own side, before inflicting the fatal damage to the enemies, if they start their combo and inflict fatal damage on you, the shields and the invincibility and the reviving mechanic of Gouken will apply to your team. He gets back to his team, it will not apply to his team anymore. So he will not revive anybody anymore. You bypass his shields, you kill the entire team, it's over. But you got the immunity from their attacks. So this is how you cheese your way against a Gouken. You fight your way around him. Simply with using the Charm EX. Sometimes you only need the Charm EX. Sometimes you use the double. You use also Street Poison, and she will charm him to your lineup. And this is how he will be a part of your lineup with his passive protecting you, because he does it once per battle. He protects 3 himself and another 2 units on the lineup, which means 2 of your main units will stay surviving. And he will stay surviving. He will go back to his main lineup. You can go ham with your rotation and kill him and kill the other people. And if you get him to your lineup, it means his passive will not proc and revive his enemy, your enemy, or revive his own lineup. So you will go and kill them, then he'll return back even if he didn't get the damage dealt, and he would revive another one, which is the tag position or somebody else like that. So keep that in mind. This is one way to counter this. Now, talking about R.Honda. Did you know that R.Honda is not only used for his super? Well, one of his best kits is also his C2. His C2 is not only for buffing you with shields and everything, but he interrupts the enemies, and it's kinda of an AoE. The first unit that hits him or in front of him, he might knock them back and give them an interrupt, except if they have super armor. So this is one of the other brilliant stuns in the game, which we love to use. You can use his super, C1 from somebody else, his C2, so you can play if you want a trigger position on your lineup, and a C3 from somebody else because you're using 2 of his skills, which is absolutely fantastic. We mainly use him with somebody like Fire Adon or somebody like Viper, or you can use him with Oni. Now, the cool thing about somebody like Dalsim, Fire Adon, somebody that deals damage over time like Visconde Vega, if you want to use him with his C3, that they deal damage over time. Another tip is to use on top of them Witch Jury with time. If you drop below some certain HP while they're attacking you and the firewall is down there, or the bleed is going on, or you have some burn on them, you will regenerate some health with that because it's considered your attack, and you will get more attack and lifesteal to yourself, and you will be also helped out with other units on your lineup. So this is another way to play against damage over time units. So Fire Adon is a damage over time unit, Visconde Vega damage over time unit, Dalsim for whoever, for what reason they're using him, damage over time unit, Cammy and Vega also a damage over time unit that you can use them also, or any unit that does damage over time, or after some period of time does damage. Like sometimes, who does these kind of damage? Luke. Luke sometimes, after he procs the 4 reversal, or he wanna do a reversal drive, he can stand still until you hit him. He does the reversal, and if you have, and he gets immunity, and also deals damage. And if he drops below some certain HP, he gets the immunity, and he's dealing the damage. He can also regenerate HP with Life Leech, with Life Steal, with Witch Jury, so you can use her on them. This is why Witch Jury is a very high value unit as an assist unit. Now, talking about the Immortal team with Michelangelo. So we play Michelangelo, Bison, and sometimes we play Suitable with him as a C1 from the attack position. Now, of course, if you want to counter another Bison versus Bison, if you have double Bison against you in the lineup, you can use Zangief with 6 out of 6 cards. You just start with Michelangelo, use C1 from normal Bison, drop Zangief with a C2, then continue with the C3 of Overlord Bison, and then you negate the passive of anybody who's up front. If it was Michelangelo, he will not regenerate from his cards or from his FS or Fighting Spirit, and you can kill him immediately. Or he would hit Overlord Bison. Overlord Bison will lose his passives of revivability, so you would kill him first. Or he will kill the other Bison. And that's the bad luck if you hit Abel when he's dropping. If they have their suit Abel dropping to the field and you hit him, he will go back to the attack position and reset, and everybody will have their passives. So depending on some RNG. But again, if you want to win versus a double Bison, which I win, I always win versus a Bison that is 5 stars and has silver stars, and I double Bison with another Overlord Bison that has full stars and it's silver stars. How do I win with my free-to-play lineup? One simple trick I'm using, which everybody, this is why I tell you, don't go and listen to Discord. They're full of shit. They don't know nothing. Use Luke as an assist. Now, of course, if you're pay to win and you maxed Luke, use him on a different lineup. He's the best PvP lineup in the game right now. Him and Trendy Ryu has the highest win rate until now, which was 81%. I don't know after this showdown, it may maybe decrease or increase. We still don't know. We're waiting for the numbers for my friends to do that. But if you have him like me, free to play, you built him to SS, how could you benefit from that? Well, you can put him as an assist. Don't use Michelangelo as an assist on... don't use Leonardo as an assist on Michelangelo. Just use Luke on him and put his EX move, which is this EX move, which everybody knows about it right now. The EX move of Luke. This one, the Courage Tag. Why? Because it will give you at least 1 drive. Now, you're gonna get additional 1 drive. And the combo that we start mainly with the units that, if you want Michelangelo to survive, we always start with his super, use a C1 from the attack position, which is suitable most of the time, then his C2. So he will generate for himself breakdance stacks. For every 25 breakdance, if you're gonna get fatal damage, he heals himself and gets himself immunity, and you will continue doing that. Now, let's say they did some massive stuns, you couldn't do your super, you couldn't do your C2, you get interrupted, and your stacks are running out. But by you're doing the first one, second one, first one again, and getting the EX move, you're gonna have 4 drive stacks from Luke. And what does the 4 drive stacks from Luke does? Which is keep him alive and give him immunity again. So if you're gonna read it, here we go. When the assisted fighter unleashes a combo or super combo, they gain 1 drive. 1 drive reaches 4 stacks, and the assisted fighter is attacked. Expend all 4 stacks, grant them damage immunity for 3 seconds. So you're gonna gain damage immunity from the 50 stacks. So twice, 25 stacks, 25 stacks. You're gonna be surviving for at least half of the battle without the Luke assist. And then when the Luke assist triggers, you're gonna survive again. And then you're gonna accumulate stacks again. And Michelangelo will survive more and more. And this is not 1 time per battle. If you continue your battle and he generates 4 more stacks, you're gonna get that again for 4 stacks and get the immunity again. So you're not only being protected, it's like a Virgil EX, but not a Virgil EX. Of course, bypassing immunities can bypass this and one-shot you. We're talking about a lineup that does not have bypassing. If you're playing like Bison versus Bison teams, if you have Luke as an assist on your Michelangelo, he will never die. Trust me, he will never die, and you will keep surviving for eternity. Now, let me talk to you about something else, which you need to understand because it will massively help you in this scenario, which is how do you manage, let's say, let me go here and check my defenses. How do you manage combos? So the combo, how do we manage that? So if you know for a fact that there's a fighter that will die. Let me say I don't want to use this lineup. I want to use, let's say, Psychodan, because we tried it. Actually, I'm going to showcase this in a different video, the Psychodan with double bison, which is insane, actually. So Psychodan, we're using Psychodan here. We know he will die first, okay? So let's say we want to use him one time because we want to try to cheese our opponents. We can use this. Start with Psychodan, use the C1 of Bison, then the C2 of Michelangelo, then the C3 of Overlord Bison. Now, why did I put them in this position? Why the C1 of Bison, not the C1 of Michelangelo, then the C2 of Psychodan or somebody else, and then the C3? Because if Psychodan dies, they will fill these spots. If you have Michelangelo at C1, he is already occupied with C1. He will never take the super, he will never take the C2. So you need to do a super and the C2 from somebody else. This is the logic of the game. So when we do Psychodan and we put Bison, then we put Michelangelo, then Overlord Bison, the game will be like this. When Psychodan dies, the next one that will be occupying the C1 will still be Bison. So there's no way on earth that he will take the super. The second one, you have either Overlord Bison or Michelangelo. So you'll have either Overlord Bison occupying this, because Michelangelo having C2 and C3, because you can start with a super, end with a C2 or C3, but you can never use a super and continue with a C1. So Bison will never occupy his super instead. Or if you have Bison, he will never occupy the C3. It will not change. These combos will stay the same. These three combos, combo 1, combo 2, combo 3. The only thing that will change with the super combo, depending on your RNG, it might be Overlord Bison starting or Michelangelo starting. Sorry, gotta mix up with the turtles here. So these are small details that you might not know about that I just tossed here. I will keep getting information if I have any information with anybody that could help me or give me some information, or if I hear something or remember something. With testing, we'll know everything. There's a lot of team comps that you can do. There's a lot of things that we can do. We'll be talking later. I'll be having maybe me and Hazing doing a video talking about PvP comps to help you out and give you some information that some people say it's hidden, but it's not hidden, but it's not usually being told to the public and talked about it in details. I'll be showcasing that, and yeah, that was it for the video.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fight, time to fight.